Hello and welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. Just wanted to go over. I wrote some notes here down, and this should go pretty quick. I'm not sure where to put this, but it's kind of about tragedy. A lot of heavy topics going on in the political world right now, and it's just everywhere. You can't hide from it. We're sponges, and it's like the water is coming from every direction, and there's nowhere for us to go because everything is so political. You can't step anywhere without stepping into a puddle of politics. But in one side likes talking about just putting labels on everybody. And the other side, to some extent, yeah, probably too, but not as often. But we all have tragedy. We all have tragedy. And, Rush Limbaugh talked and made fun about the struggle, if you remember. Because the Hollywoodites and the elites always they couldn't say the word struggle. They put an H in there, struggle. And he accentuated that, and he let us know. I'll never forget that because it was so funny. He always illustrated the absurd by being absurd and having some fun with it. But tragedy hits us all in various ways. Everything is relative. My wife has been through tragedy. I have been through some tragedy. My grandparents have been through tragedy. Of course, they're all deceased. My parents, my family. I may have grown up in the 70s and 80s with my parents, but it was not all unicorns, rainbows, and fuzzy warm hugs every night. Just because I'm a certain color means nothing. Tragedy is all relative. We all go through some sort of tragedy, some sort of downtime. We have our good times, we have our down times. And we can't continue to judge each other based on tragedy. And tragedy knows no color. Tragedy is something you can't see, not always. And you can't put a label on it. Okay? Like faith. Blessed are those that haven't seen yet believe. There's your verse for the day. But tragedy is important because nobody, and I don't think anybody, is free of any kind of tragedy. I believe that 100%. I don't care how much money you have or how little money you have. Because some people claim when they have nothing and they're living on the street, they love it supposedly, and they don't want to go back into society. Supposedly. So tragedy is all relative. Like a disease, like a virus, like the common cold. It doesn't know color. I can't claim a victim because of color. Nobody should claim the victim because of how they're born, what they look like. This is something we can't change. So, some celebrities have tried doing that. But tragedy hits us all. It's normal. It's part of life. As I sit here and work, I see tragedy in my backyard. Every day, as animals are foraging for food and looking for something to eat simply every day. Sometimes I'll throw stuff out there, some nuts, some bread, whatever. Animals, from crows, chipmunks, birds, squirrels, possums, raccoons, whatever. They're scavenging and looking for something to eat to make it to the end of the day, to sleep, to wake up again tomorrow and do it all over again. Animals go through tragedy every day. They're always outside, they're always in the weather, they're always in the heat, they're always in the cold. That shouldn't be us, but we are a type of different creature. We can think, we can make, we can build, we can bake, we can cook, we can make this, we can make things, we can make things to make things. Keep a roof over our head, inventions to keep us cool in the summer, warm in the winter, etc. Sometimes you don't know how good you have it. And tragedy is also when you are at your lowest point. Where are you going to go? Normally right here, if this was one of my relationship videos or biblical videos, I would say that's when we go to Christ, because we are looking for comfort. We want to find something and solace on a foundation to hold on to that is more than just our body. When you have no one to help you, or no one wants to help you. So we're always looking for comfort. And that's one thing that tragedy does. And not to quote a silly pop song or anything, but it makes you stronger. When you get through it and you're on the up, you get stronger. Because whatever you went through and you got past it, that time, that length, you never know. Sometimes it might take, some tragedy takes a while, or grief takes a while to get through. Especially if you don't have Christ in your life. It takes, everything is what? Relative. That's why it's important for us as people to treat everyone as if you want to be treated. This is the key to life. To give each other a pat on the back, to give each other something positive to look towards, to lift each other up, even if you can't do a whole lot. You know? And when we get out of that tragedy, we can become stronger. We learn from it. So maybe it won't happen again. Or when it does happen again, we'll be ready for it next time. And again, I stress, no one is without tragedy. I never wish tragedy or ill will towards anybody. Our lives are all completely different. We are all unique, not just in how we look and behave, but our life and what we go through. And that's the key to being you. That is the sweet, the salt of life that is you. Think about that. That's all I got to say right now. But think about that. And if you clicked on this video to know what I had to say about this, which is pretty obvious, just think how well you have it. To one, to just be able to see this video. Two, the technology for it. Three, that you understand what you have been through, to collectively realize your blessings and what's to come, and to prepare. Sometimes it's hard for us to prepare for what's coming because we don't always know what's around the corner. So I'm not getting too deep religiously here or philosophical here. But we don't need to cry wolf. We don't need to cry victim. Take responsibility for your own valleys, your hills and your valleys, the good times and the bad, because without them, it all makes you. It all makes me. Now, I've mentioned some of my personal history in my valleys here on this channel throughout 9 years now. Wow. So with that, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Peace be with you, and we'll see you next time.